Welcome to another Warmachine Hordes battle report. This time it's going to be Cryx versus Trollbloods. And we'll start off by looking at Ben's 31 points of Cryx. He's leading with his Warwitch Deneghra and brought a Slayer Heavy Jack as well as 2 Deathrippers. Those are the Arc Node ones. He also has a Necrotech with 1 Scrap Thrall. And he brought a bunch of Mercs as well, so he brought Gorman to Wulfe, the Rogue Alchemist, as well as Stannis Brocker, who's a Cavalry, as well as Steelhead Riflemen, a min unit of the Steelhead Halberdiers, as well as a squad of the Heavy Cavalry. There we go, so make sure I'm saying it right. On to my Trollbloods. So I'm leading with Madrak Ironhide as my Warcaster. And I brought 2 light war beasts, the Impaler and the Axer. And I decided as well to try, for my heavy, decided to bring the Dire Maul Bomber. Gets those nice big AoEs. Brought 2 solos, the Fellcaller as well as the named character solo Janissa Stonetide. I brought a min unit of Krielstone the Krielstone Bearers as well as the Stone Scribe Elder, a min unit of the Kriel Warriors with the Standard Bearer and Musician. And so we'll roll to see who goes first. I win the roll-off and opt to go first. Now we rolled on the scenario table and kept rolling until we found one we liked, and we settled on Mosh Pit. So the idea is that you have to, if you're sole control of that little circle in the middle, you've at the end of the first player's third turn, you've won the game by scenario. So there we take a look at the Cryx setup, and you'll see my little brick that I've got here going with the Krielstone. I want to make sure that everyone stays under that protection. And we'll start off with Trollbloods turn 1. So I start off by doing the Kriel Prayer Swiftfoot, which gives them a +2 to their movement, and I run everyone up 12 inches. Next up, the Fellcaller is going to move up. He runs as well. And then we bring up the Impaler, so I run him, so I get a generated point of fury. Same thing with the Bomber. Run him and get a point of fury. And then Janissa moves up, runs up as well. And now the Impaler as well. I run him so I can put a point of fury beside him. The Krielstone Bearers come up. And lastly, Madrak activates. He puts 3 fury into the Krielstone. And then we'll run up as well. Very slowly run up. And that brings us to Cryx turn 1. So Ben starts by activating the Steelhead Riflemen, brings them up behind cover. Activates the Scrap Thrall. This is the nasty thing that blows up if you wind up damaging him. And then comes up Gorman to Wulfe. The Halberdiers are moving up as well. And we're just sort of rushing towards that middle area. He moves up Stannis Brocker, and he's just within range for his hand cannon, so he takes a shot at the Musician. And just within range, needed a 6 to hit, just got it, and then needed a 3 to wound, and got that quite well. And then I make my try to do for a tough roll and fail it. And at that point I realized he needed to be within 1 inch for me to replace him with the pickup rule, so I lost my Musician, but it only extended my command range by 3 inches, so it wasn't a huge issue in my mind. So Ben continues to move up his Jacks, as well as the Necrotech, sorry, and then now the Cavalry move up. And then he moves up Deneghra just in behind there. And that brings us to the end of turn 1. So as you can see, everyone's sort of moving towards that center circle spot. And you can see I've bricked up. I've lost a little of my brickiness, but still together there. So as you can see, it looks like turn 2, we're going to see a whole bunch of carnage happen. So click on the link to see part 2, And if you have any comments or notice any rule, well, we're only in part 1, so or turn 1, so I don't think we had broke any rules at that point. But if you have any comments or suggestions or any rule corrections, feel free to comment below. And if you like what you see, click on subscribe and like. That way we know people want to see more of these things. And if you want to follow us on Twitter, just the name is just Deff@Dice. And we'll see you in part 2 almost about now.